The May 25th, 2011 meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Baroth? Mr. Cassetti?
Here.
Chairman Colby is excused. Mr. Daniele? Here. Mr. Gamble is excused. Mr. Holland? Here. Mr. Lee? Here. Mr. Monero? Here. Mr. Rocco? President Adair?
Here. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to speak at this time? The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the April 27th, 2011 minutes of the Transportation Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Okay. Now, Paul Johnson, Associate Planner of the Planning and Development Department, will give a brief overview of the 2012 through 2017 Capital Improvement Program as it pertains to the Transportation Committee. Mr. Johnson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will be making some very brief comments about this document, which you all have, the County Executive's proposed 6-year program, which has been reviewed and recommended by the Monroe County Planning Board. And during their review, they held 3 public information meetings in early March in order to get public comment on this proposed 6-year program. There are no funding approvals associated with your adoption of the program. The first chance for funding projects will come with the capital budget, which is submitted as part of the operating budget in the fall, and hopefully you would adopt the bond resolutions and the capital budget as part of the operating budget process adoption in December. There are 2 program areas that I want to go over very quickly. One would be the Highways and Bridges program on page 49 of the document. There are some changes to this program, although the list of projects is very consistent with what appeared in last year's program. Overall, the program funding levels are virtually the same. County funding is up 10%, but state and federal funding for our transportation projects are actually down about 14% each. The actual funding amounts for projects has been modified for a number of the projects. This is often the result of revised estimates, but more usually associated with updated state and federal aid figures from the Genesee Transportation Council's Transportation Improvement Program. The scheduling of a number of projects has been moved out 1 or more years. That would include the Erie Station Road, Whitney Road, Bowerman Road Bridge, Park Road Bridge, and the Moscow Road Bridge projects. A number of projects have advanced in scheduling from last year's program, including Coldwater Road over Little Black Creek, the Sibley Road Bridge over Honeoye Creek, the Bridge Preventive Maintenance Program, and the Rustic Railing Replacement Program. There is just one new project in the 6-year program in the year 2017, and that's the Taylor Road Bridge over Irondequoit Creek. The second program area would be traffic engineering on page 58, and the 5 program categories here are the same as have appeared in many of the previous programs. Just a few adjustments in funding, actually a reduction in spending for traffic engineering in the years 2012 through 2015, and the total for this 6-year program is 6% less than last year's 6-year program. And that, Mr. Chairman, is a very quick overview, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
I'll open the floor up to any questions at this time, if there are any. Okay, being none. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 11-143, 2011-2000.
Moved by Legislator Rockow, seconded by Legislator Howland. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carried. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Referral 11-154.
Moved by Legislator Howland, seconded by Legislator Rockow. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Referral 11-155.
Moved by Legislator Daniele, seconded by Legislator Howland. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lee.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, was this work requested by Eastman Kodak Company?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'm Art English. I'm the county surveyor and the supervisor of rights of way. This work is cleanup work that the county wanted to see finished. We had easements, partial easements for traffic signals that have been installed, but Kodak did want to clean this up before they move on with their property disbursements.
Okay. And another part to the question, through the chair to the administration, how was the $1 purchase price reached?
It was just a negotiated price that I established with Kodak. They are providing the easement to the county at no cost.
Okay, so, all righty, thank you.
Any further discussion? Legislator Monroe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to the administration, just to follow up on that last question, is it because of the fact that you're doing business with a private business that it's required to have some exchange in this kind of transaction, and that's why it's set at that $1 level?
Through the chairman, it's an exchange, it's a conveyance of a property right. We need to be able to get onto their property to maintain, say, a signal loop or do emergency repairs. So there has to be some consideration for that conveyance. In effect, it's $1 acknowledged or payment acknowledged, so there actually is no dollar involved. It's just traditional.
So to clarify, Mr. Chair, basically it's free, but the $1 is kind of just so that, like, on the books, it appears to be a business transaction, I guess, is for lack of a better way of putting it.
Through the chair, yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carried. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Referral 11-156.
Moved by Legislator Howland, seconded by Legislator Daniele. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carried. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Legislator Lee.
Through the chair to the administration, I had overlooked a question that I would like to ask the gentleman that gave the presentation about the CIP.
Sure.
And just want to reference pages 48 to 49 on the highway and bridges. And basically, the Portland Avenue, Titus Avenue to the City Line project has been pushed back to 2012, it appears. Confirmed the work previously scheduled for 2011 has been moved. What is the status of this project?
Through the chair, we're in final design right now. There's going to be a public information meeting coming up sometime in June, and we will be going out to bid late this year or in 2012 for 2012 construction.
Okay, thank you. And just one more question. Also, same page is referencing the Project Highway Rehabilitation Program gained $2.5 million. What accounts for the significant increase?
Through the chair, for the year, I believe you're talking about the entire program of the highway rehabilitation?
Correct.
We added another year on to the program. We've adjusted some of the amounts, but we added another year to do a project. Our intent was always we had five roads to do It's just you didn't see it until there was 5 years available of funding
Okay.
for construction.
Thank you. And one more part to the question. What roads would this project funding focus on?
Through the chair, I can just, and if you want to look along, on page 52, it does list what the roads are. There's 2 sections of Pinnacle Road that are going to be done. One from 251 to the town line, and then from the town line up to the thruway. Long Pond Road from Lake Ontario State Parkway to Edgemere. Coon Road, the entire length, and Mendon Center Road from Canfield Road to Calkins Road.
All right, ready? Thank you, Dave.
Set? Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no further business, the May 25th, Legislator Monroe, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for indulging me, Mr. Chair. Another quick one, just to piggyback on a question my colleague here asked through you, Mr. Chair. You indicated that there was another year added to the project. Is that a year that was originally anticipated but just wasn't within the scope of the old CIP?
Through the chair, when we set it up last year in the CIP, we started the project or program in 2012, and then we have 5 different sections of road that we were always planning on constructing, but there was only 4 remaining years available to put money, so we always knew we were going to put money in the 5th year once that came about.
Okay. Thank you. That clarifies for me. Thank you very much.
Any other matters to come before the committee? There being no further business, the May 25th, 2011 meeting of the Transportation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Transportation Committee is scheduled for June 29th, 2011 at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.